And then before we talk about Rome, we need to talk about a group that occupied the territory that we see as the Roman Empire later on, and that was the Etruscans. The Etruscans, of course, Etruria is where the land they called it, and this was one of the only groups that the Romans did not conquer. When the Romans take over this area, the Etruscans still maintain a high status symbol among their society, and they fit right into the Roman Empire. So remember that. But the Etruscans come first. The Etruscans traded with the Greeks, and they a lot of the Greek influence like Apollo was on the Etruscans. We will see that with the Romans too. The Greeks influenced the Romans and the Etruscans. So Apollo here, the Etruscans preferred to sculpt with terracotta, which is a type of clay. And as you can see, Apollo is a favored god among the Romans and the Etruscans. It's not easy to fire a life-size terracotta. You can imagine the weight of the clay and the dampness of the clay. So this definitely required an advanced technology in firing and in clay building. And they also use this in their sarcophagus as well. Look at this lovely portrait of a couple. One time they held wine glasses in their hands, but of course over the years it has gone. But this is a sarcophagus, so two people were buried in this, and they do look like a lovely, charming couple. This was the type of homes that they were actually buried in. People found this very strange because they do look like actual homes. But this is a necropolis. Remember, a polis means city. So this is the city of the dead. And their tombs, if you walk on the inside, you can actually see they look like houses. The sarcophagus would go right here in the center, and you have fake pots and pans on the walls, even a cat and dog in relief sculpture on the end. So they wanted it to look like a very homey place for resting for the dead. They a lot of their symposiums, this was actually in the necropolis as well, but this is a symposium scene, some type of a fraternal organization, and they used color to distinguish between male and female figures. Now, this is a symbol of the Roman Empire. But like I said, the Roman Empire, most people believe, began with the Etruscans in Etruria. The wolf was highly revered in the Etruscan. But here we have a symbol of Romulus and Remus, the famous story of the founders of Rome and Siena and the Roman Empire. So this image here, in ancient Rome, they actually put a live wolf in the center of the town to represent Romulus and Remus. And the famous story you can look up about the twins that were abandoned by the Tiber River and grew up and founded the famous cities. The Romans believed this. We don't know if this legend actually was true or not. We may never know. But there are stories of children being raised by wild animals. And we have documented accounts of this happening. So it could have been a true story. Now, the Etruscans were excellent, expert metalsmiths. This is a bronze cast piece, so they were very familiar with the lost wax casting system. And look at the implied motion on this lion or this chimera. Beautifully done. And of course, we get our construction about this time in Etruria. The Romans are going to take this to a new level, but we do have some remaining ruins of Etruscan arches in the Italian regions.